Cleo is my middle name. So I decided to actually go by Cleo when I decided to embrace all of who I am, including parts and shadows of myself that I didn't necessarily like when I started my spiritual journey some years ago. But just a little about me. I'm a mother. I am a business owner. I work in real estate, but I started my spiritual journey seriously, I would say about 10 years ago. But I've always been around like the occult or what people would consider metaphysics all my life. Grew up around the Christian church, as well as Jehovah Witnesses. Always had a voice in my mind that had questions that people couldn't answer for me. So thus started my own journey into the world of spirituality and occult and learning about that. So, and knowledge of self.
Mm.
I'm also an artist, so, but yeah.
You say you an artist?
I do different types of art, like create, just a creator, you know, in general,
Mm-hmm.
from music, clothes, painting,
Mm.
spoken word. So different avenues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, go ahead, Fee.
I
Oh,
can't hear her.
your mic down, Fee.
All right. I said that's awesome. I love to hear that type of stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
um, I didn't know you was an artist. You do spoken word.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I've been writing for a long time. I don't have anything published because it just seemed like every time I would try to focus on capitalizing off of my creativities, I came across like certain blocks. So even though it comes to me naturally, what came across that was a little bit more easier for me to visualize and see myself in, and really that could sustain me as far as I feel like or feel and has sustained me is real estate. So I just kind of end up venturing into that. But the creativity is always there. I still create. I just mostly do it for myself now, just for the sake of getting that creativity out of there. I mean, we're all creators, because everybody automatically assume that just because you paint or do music, like that's the only form of creativity. And it's not like you could create recipes. I mean, you create your day in your mind. We're constantly creating our reality around us. So, the more creative and more out there your imagination is, the better, actually.
Mhm. Wow, that is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true.
So
I'm always ways to come up with stuff.
I'm
You said
sorry, you
what,
have
Fee?
Because I'm always looking at different ways to come up with stuff, new ideas.
yeah, creativity.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, so you don't got nothing like on Spotify, nothing like that, do you?
Um,
Oh,
I don't know. It might be because there's a couple of things that I'm featured on.
okay.
Okay.
Um, like other artist stuff and everything. So I may be on there through their platform, but like nothing that is just strictly just my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We might be on spot. I know on YouTube for sure. There's some
Okay.
couple of songs on there that I'm featured on. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just like create for the sake of creativity because it's a release, from the stress
Hmm.
when you can just creating solutions to problems. I mean, that's where it started, you know.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, we always
So
be the one to come up with the problem solver. It always comes down to us to be the problem solver, no matter what it is.
yeah, absolutely. And especially, women and mothers and stuff, we have to, always find creative solutions when it comes to the kids and families and rearing and community and, how to make a way out of nothing. That's how we got a lot of the soul food because we created something out of scraps,
Definitely,
you know.
definitely.
And even now, as a lot of people transition to veganism and still want to retain some of that food, and so we're getting real creative with those dishes as well, with coming up with solutions and stuff. So yeah, that's why I say, like, even just like with the world and everything that's going on today, with, like, the problems and all of these distractions that they have going on with TV programming, social media, news and stuff, is to get you to focus on the reality they want you to create, where and focus on the problems to create more problems, as opposed to us focusing on what we would like reality to look like, so we can find more solutions.
Mm.
You're a little choppy.
I'm sorry, I was choppy.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Okay, hold on, let me see. Uh,
Take your
okay,
time.
what about now? Am I still
Technology.
kind of choppy? Uh-oh, that's that energy coming through. Hold on. Let me see if that'll help. Okay. Lord Jesus. Okay.
Come on, ancestors. Oh shit, get click back in, Fee. How you been, Fee?
I'm good. As soon as she went out, it got clear.
Yeah, it did. Maybe she click back in. Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing great, God. Just a little tired, but I'm doing great. How you things going over there in Detroit, Michigan?
It's been a little up and down, but it's getting back on track now. So but I'm pushing through. I'm a little exhausted, so it's like I've been ripping and running the whole since Monday. But I'm here now. So there go the
That's good.
guys. Can you hear us now?
She
I,
frozen.
it's very static. I don't know, the frequency and the energy over here is just,
Yeah, it's still static,
Yeah, it's a little staticky.
but yeah, Fee, everything's starting to get back on track now. So
Okay. Yeah, well that's
so,
good.
yeah,
With elevation it
okay.
comes to, so we just have to deal with it as it comes. We know how to deal with it already. So as it
yeah,
comes, we just deal with it and keep it moving.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't let nothing stop us.
So I wanna give a shout out to Too Bright on over here on 6 Mile in Illinois in Detroit. She the one that made the
Oh,
frequency higher talk shirts for us. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to her. And we definitely gonna have more merch from the frequency higher talk part real soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that, y'all.
that's good.
Um,
I'm looking forward
how's
to it.
Mr. E doing?
Doing good, working as we speak. He don't never
Okay.
stop.
Like me.
He'll never stop working, man. Yeah, but he's doing good. Yep. Like I say, it's more elevation. We just got a lot going on, and we're
Yeah.
putting out to use, and we're doing what we do.
Mhm. You're doing what we do. You're right about that.
Yeah.
You're right
Doing
about
what
that. Yeah. So um so the guy that's come back in.
yeah, we'll keep it
Um
pushing.
so
I was
you
talking
I see you got your podcast going too on your side too. That's good.
yeah,
Getting that together. Yep. Yep.
yeah, I'm
So
enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. We got to get the word out,
mhm. Yeah, we
by
definitely do.
any necessary.
Okay.
Yep, by any means.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
all
still
right.
breaking up because my internet, for some reason, acting really right now.
Yeah, it was doing good for a man. Now it's just breaking up. We can hear you, but it's like it's just breaking up a little bit.
You
Y'all
got time.
breaking up.
Yeah, we still got time. You go ahead and try to fix it.
Yeah.
But so what else you got going, Fee?
Oh, that's just basically it. Just trying to get everything in order,
Okay.
business wise, and business is coming along. We're making it happen, man.
Yeah.
We are happen over here. We on Black Wall Street. We in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and
Mm-hmm.
they on it over here. They
Oh
on it.
wow.
So I'm loving every moment of it. Even our spiritual part, and the wave, the woke wave
Yeah.
that's coming through. Every day we're speaking to different people, learning different things, different experiences.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Every time I watch Tulsa Kings, I always think about y'all in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
that's what everybody.
uh,
Yeah, because they actually stopped taping it in Tulsa.
they who?
They stopped taping it in Tulsa. Yeah,
Oh wow,
it's
I didn't know that.
yeah, the mayor, political stuff. They didn't want it here, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But we have advertisement here for people being in it. If you want to be in
Wow.
it. But
Wow.
things is moving. Speaking with
Yeah.
what's going on in the news. Boy, the spiritual world is revealing everything and exposing everybody. From the top
And
to the bottom, and I love it.
yeah, I'm. Hey, I got. Hey, they say get your popcorn ready. I got my popcorn ready. I'm just sitting back. It's like a movie right now. Like man, they just getting exposed from left and right. And a lot of people said it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said they finna get exposed, and it's really coming. So to all y'all who think that spirit, that what they call us, the conscious community, and they think we
Generation.
crazy. Yeah, they think we crazy. Now y'all starting to see what we talking about for years. Conspiracy theory, like I conspiracy, y'all not y'all crazy. No, we know what we talking about.
They gonna make up other stuff to make it look like they doing something, but y'all ain't doing nothing. We see you for who you are, and we see you for what it is.
hmm Definitely, definitely.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah,
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm ready. I was as I was listening to y'all, I was just gonna
uh,
say, we got to beware of even the conspiracies, because they infiltrate that with some misinformation as well.
put your camera on.
Oh, my camera not on. Hold on.
Mhm.
Oh, it's showing me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just breaking new connects will appear. I don't know what's going on. It shows that I am on camera on my end.
Mm.
Yeah, front camera. Yeah. Can you see me now?
No, no, we can't even
No.
see you. It's a black screen.
You can hear me
You
though?
can hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
We can hear you real clear now. Yeah,
Okay, well, I maybe we just had to settle for the sound and not the visual, because I can
yeah.
see myself and I pushed the thing, so maybe I'm supposed to not be seen right now. you know.
Uh, but go ahead. What you were saying now?
No, I was just saying, like, even with the conspiracy theories, because we had, well, so-called theories, we know that some of them are true, but they are using that as a way to put in misinformation into the community as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to be wary of the information, like really tune in to our intuition and use our critical thinking skills when it comes to some of this stuff, and a lot of people that's just now catching up, they, I guess, they gonna be catching up like mustard.
Catch up, Master. Right.
But
Yeah.
Yep. I look at it now, if you ain't got it by now, I don't know when you're going to get it because the evidence is right there. You know, you don't really
Yeah.
have to do that. It's, at first, we were living in a time when, we didn't know. You couldn't get the evidence. The evidence is right there now.
Right.
So nobody be stupid, you know. Just catch a hold. When you see the movement, I always say, catch hold.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's very
That is
true.
so true. That's so true.
You ain't
Miss Cleo, how you so you've been on a spiritual journey for 10 years. How
Yeah.
how has it been? Or these 10 years. Is it did you ever want to go back to I say the other side, or or you just
Well,
want to
let me
stay?
clarify. I was never really on the other side. I was always outskirts of the other side, even as a kid,
You did tell me
because
that.
I
Yep, you so
never
right about
believed in everything that was told to me. Like some of the stuff just didn't make sense to me as a kid. Like when, like for example, like I said, with Jehovah Witnesses, I grew up around them. Thousand people would be saved, and if you don't believe in Jehovah, then you basically gonna be going to hell, which their hell version of hell is basically you're not resurrected, your soul doesn't go to an eternal fire, but the hell is grave for them. For them the hell is grave, like in the dirt. But I always had the question, like, what about this person that's off in South America or Africa that have their own cultural beliefs? Even as a child, I mean, I knew that they didn't necessarily believe what we believed in. And that just didn't make sense to me, that if this is God that created everything and everybody, that God, the goddess or the energy that created us would damn them to not be resurrected because they didn't know about Jehovah. Like that just didn't make no sense to me.
that,
that.
that
So
just
I always was on the outskirts. Um
Yeah.
Also, like when I would ask preachers questions, they didn't couldn't answer my questions. So I never really was in like Christianity. I was just around it on the outskirts. So no, I never wanted to go back, because once I started doing my path and my journey of self and learning who I was, really who I was beyond this flesh,
Right.
then why would I go back? You know, ignorance is not bliss.
Yes. Yes. You were so right about
so
that.
true.
That's
I'm
so true. And oh, go ahead. Go ahead. And I was gonna say,
I
same
don't
here.
know
I
about
asked.
the lag in the system or whatever, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't
There's
hear what
always
you asked.
it's always that evil spirit trying to mess something positive up. um. Yeah. Same here. I'm saying I'm right with you. I asked a preacher a question years ago when I was going to the church, stuff like that, and the answer I got was just it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it's right here. It says it right here. You trying to tell me it doesn't say it, like so that's one of the reasons why I got I pushed away from a lot of it. Yeah.
I
So,
think
I'm s- I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
it broke up completely after you said you asked the preacher a question yourself.
oh no, I was saying I asked the preacher a question myself about certain scripture in the Bible that just really didn't make sense, and he was trying to tell me it did make sense, and I'm like, it doesn't, and he couldn't explain it and nothing like that. So that's what kind of one of the reasons why I left the church. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What you about to say,
You
Fee?
know,
Oh, no, you can go ahead, guys.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, what attracts and keep people in the church, I believe, is the community aspect. And we need more opportunities to have community that's not necessarily church centered.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm with you with that. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, how do you feel about people they getting into spirituality now? A lot of young people are starting to get into it. Like, any advice for them?
They showing up and showing out. They got a lot of heart and stuff, and they calling the older generation out on their bullshit. I think that we need to listen to them and maybe get some advice from them, you know, because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
our generation is stuck, and caught up in that. And the younger generation, they seem to have some eyes to see. That's why it's such a trend, and it's a great time. I think it's a great time to really be alive and dwell into your spirituality and stuff, because it's so much information, and it's so many more people that you can connect with and identify with, and chances for opportunity with that type of, with a more open belief system. Whereas with our generation, you basically kind of got like put into a category and ridiculed or whatever, like. So my advice for them is to not just do everything on the internet, though, to pick up a book and actually read the book, though, because the internet, when you're doing searches on online, that's filtered information, so you still need to
Mm-hmm.
read books.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
I think
definitely
they
right about
I
that.
think they doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I
Hmm.
love young people. Man, they on the money.
They are. They are. They are. And the thing is, with them, because I look at us and our brains as a human biocomputer, and we had a lot of programming that we're doing rewriting code over. Whereas with the youth, they're coming in with the original coding of the knowledge, so it's different, you know. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the next generation always comes in smarter than the one before.
Yeah.
And I think our generation, Gen X, I'm speaking for me, very smart.
Gen X smart. I'm right on the edge, millennial and Gen X. I'm an 81 baby. So I'm right
So
there on the edge. Yeah.
You 81? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm older than y'all.
Yeah, I'm right behind. I'm 82.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right
yeah.
behind. Yeah. Well, that during that time, it's a special time because it's still, got some of that old school, but that new school, like it's a interesting perspective to have on history.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and
Wow.
it's still old enough to party.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're so
Absolutely.
right about that.
Yeah, but, people
Hmm.
have a lot of church, experiences, and I
Hmm.
think, I mean, I had a lot of experiences in the church, good, bad, you know, nothing that ever really made me want to leave um Christianity. People church hop and you go from church to church because you get mad over here and you get mad with people because they just say nobody's perfect, no church is perfect. So I never really stopped going to church because of people or what happened in the church, but just information. Just coming across, like Dr. Hagen's and Carlton Pearson and because at first I was a conscious Christian, you know. It took forever for me to let go of my Jesus. Oh no. I could
Hmm.
believe a lot of stuff, but you can't take my Jesus, you know. And Dr. Ray broke it down for me, and Dr. Ray took my Jesus. No,
Oh man,
there was no
that is
turning
fun.
back, no turning back from there. Once Dr. Ray took him, that was it, you know.
Yeah.
And I love it because we went from, pastors and bishops and preachers to literally overnight to like we do. Like my husband literally shut it down. It ain't real.
Mm.
Shut it down. Shut down the whole church. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a lot, man. It was a lot. It was a lot. But we can breathe. We can sleep at night. We not adhere to none of those, crazy antics and all of this and the judgment and the rules, man. Y'all keep that. I don't care.
Mm,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, goddess. Far as this, spirituality, you do you like teach it to other people, or you just
Well, have been working on developing a workshop. I haven't launched it yet, but I just kind of teach it a little bit, like in passing to people different techniques. But I've been working on a workshop called "Change Your Perspective, Change Your Reality," and it's basically what I would call a just a basic, quick course in manifesting reality and stories you tell yourself, and quantum physics, because
mm,
quantum science is basically what they're showing, what spirituality is them finally catching up to what we've already known, but it's with a certain scientific proof, like the double slit experiment. Are you guys familiar with the double slit experiment?
I'm not. I'm not.
No. So the double split experiment is basically where they were shooting pods of electrons through these two little slits, right? Now, when they shot it through one, it made a certain type of wave on the back wall. And then when they shot it through the two, it went through either slit, and it made a certain pattern. But what they noticed is that when they weren't observing it, they could not predict which slit it would go through with the double slit. And basically, and I'm probably not explaining it as thoroughly as I could. It's a cartoon on YouTube like that explains
Okay.
it a little bit better. But basically, it breaks down to the mere observation of reality changes how reality behaves.
Mm,
So, with knowing that reality changes based off of the observer, then you have to ask yourself, based off of who I am, the story I tell myself from my perspective, how am I really seeing reality? And then it could, so that's just like one aspect of like quantum physics and how, people with manifestation and prayer and stuff like that, like, that's being proved. I think I mentioned to you the other day about the Dr. Emoto Rice experiment with how we talk to ourselves, that on the
yeah.
cellular level, by us being mostly water. And Dr. Emoto's a Japanese scientist who did a study of water and the water crystals and labeled them with different things, some positive, some negative. Some of it had been
Mm,
prayed over by Buddhist monks. And when he did the pictures of the crystalline structure of the water, you can see a very clear difference and how it would look based off of if you say yuck, I hate you versus I love you. It's very different crystalline structure. Yeah, so it's just like, to me, science is catching up with what spirituality already knew, or what we knew before organized religion, and how those were told in different stories, to us.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Man. And you say
Yeah.
there's a cartoon on it?
So it's an animation for the double slit
Animation. Okay.
experiment. Yeah.
Okay.
For the Dr. Emoto, if you just put Dr. Emoto up in YouTube, a whole bunch of videos will come up about his stuff. I mean, people that replicated the experiment with rice and everything,
Mm.
and how that affects it. Your what you say to it. It's just really interesting. Like, I think, like, now again, we're in the age of Aquarius. Technology, information is abundant, but we're
Yeah.
starting to catch up and really understand the science that you can't see, which is the quantum world, or what people call astral world, quantum world, astral world, one and the same.
Mhm.
Is catching up. We're starting to understand that now, you know.
Mhm.
And the biological world, as above, so below, as within, so without, on a micro level and stuff. If we look at how our bodies work and stuff, is the mirror of how the universe works.
Mm.
Okay,
Wow,
okay,
man,
yeah.
that's powerful, man.
I think into that a little bit at first when I someone said to me that water is just basically memory. Like, oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Yes.
And it's
Yes.
interesting when you think about it, because what do they bless you with? Holy water.
You're right. Right.
You know.
uh,
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
why
that's
wow.
that's
even when they tell, that's why praying over your food or blessing your food is important, because it changes the vibration, the structure of it, just by a
mhm.
spoken
Mhm.
word. That's why even like, my thing is also, when you on spiritual journey, don't just throw Christianity away, because like Christianity, Islam, all the major religions still have bits of the truth and things in it. You know what I mean? But it
Mhm.
says in the Bible, like the spoken word, like God spoke and there was this, and so that show you, if we made in God image based off of the Bible, right? Then that means we could
Yes.
speak our reality into existence as well. We have that power too. We have all the powers.
Yes. We
Yeah.
definitely have all the powers. We definitely have all the powers. Yes. Yes. Um.
Power make
Power who?
the power makers.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Um. And I learned too on this journey is you like it's not everybody's time to uh I guess wake up. You got to give people time, and you know just because I got into my journey don't mean everybody else is going to be on a journey just that fast. It takes time for a lot of people. And I
Yeah.
had to learn the hard way because I'm like, okay, why they don't do this? Why they talking like this? But I had to understand. Somebody told me like, no, you got to give them time. So
Older Christians, you know, they just don't get it, and a lot of them won't, to be honest, and it's sad, you know, that older
yeah,
Christian not gonna get it because they're not understanding what's going on.
mm,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, they say there's this study of, like, some people don't have an inner voice, right? Where
Hmm.
they have inner dialogue. Like, everybody doesn't have that. So that has to make you really wonder, when it comes to critical thinking. If you don't
Yeah.
have no inner dialogue, how you gonna be able to critically think?
mhm,
Because the inner dialogue, to me, at least for myself, is actually having a conversation. Like, it'll be questions. I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, that's interesting, you know um and if they don't have that voice, I'm just very curious. That would make a lot of sense on why some people are where they are, but also understanding that, we're all supposed to be at a different space. If this planet, this dimension, is supposed to be not perfect, but more like a school or a place for souls to learn and grow and perfect, then
Yes.
everybody is not going to be graduating at the same time. You know, just like you got some
Hmm.
people who starting off at kindergarten level and some who can, come in as a seniors and stuff, and the ones in between. And you got your masters. the